Hi there, world. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and now I want to tell you something very interesting. Especially gathering all this research material that I have for over a decade now, I've come across some very interesting observations, and I want to share them with you. So basically, the first thing about twin flames is that they have to be energetically sensitive. Okay, they have to be open to energy. They have to understand that everything is energy, and energy cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed. Energy transforms. Okay, of course we can create energy in different ways, but it is just transforming something else into something. So whatever's available to us, we keep by different processes we try to change things from one state to the other. But energy is energy, and it is the very fundamental basis of consciousness. Okay, consciousness creates matter, not the other way around. Okay, and with the twin flame awareness, this is very strong. Twin flames understand how energy works. I mean, they don't have to be miracle healers like Jesus and Mary Magdalene, but they understand how energy works. They understand that everything is not what we see or what we perceive with our five senses. There are things beyond our understanding out there. How can we see everything in this human state? We see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum. We hear less than 1% of the acoustic spectrum. So the human condition is flawed. And therein lies the beauty of this, therein lies the flawlessness of the flaw, if you know what I mean, right? So twin flames can be empaths. I'm not saying that every single twin flame that's got together, they have to be empaths, but they're very powerful with energy. They're very open. Their heart chakra is not cold, and they're sensitive to energy, because only then can you bring forth this twin flame vibration. It is not easy. I've said that you do not meet your twin flame. You don't walk down the road and go to buy groceries. You don't meet your twin flame like that. I mean, you could, but in my experience of gathering data and speaking to people, it doesn't happen. It like I said, this connection transcends centuries. It transcends time and space. Okay, because awareness is not limited to time and space. Consciousness is not limited to time and space. It's only in this human body that we have limited awareness. But twin flames can see beyond that in some way. Okay, they have to be true also in some ways. They have to be open to truth, and they have to be true to their heart and soul. And they have to believe in the narrative of twin flames. Otherwise, you just obviously don't meet your twin flame. Because if you don't believe in the fundamental concept, you won't know when that happens to you. Okay, you may intuitively, gut instinct, know that this is special, but you have to believe in it. Understand something, that consciousness creates reality. When we observe an electron or a proton, or photon, okay, or photon, bits of light. So when you observe a photon, it takes a particular point. It no longer remains a wave. Before observing that particular photon, it took a wave format. But as a conscious observer interacted with that field, the wave pattern became a point. Okay, so that is a fixed point. When consciousness, you create with your consciousness. This is the crux of it. When you observe something, you bring it to manifestation. This is the very base of all kinds of magic and occult truth, be it Enochian magic, be it Crowleyan magic. It's you have to bring it out of here into manifestation. I mean, after all, think, what is reality? Everything that we feel, that we see, everything happens here. Okay, our eyes and our brain, directly everything's happening here. If you're happy, we have more serotonin. If we are pumped up, we have more adrenaline. If you're bonding, we have more oxytocin. So in fact, a human being releases the most oxytocin at the time of giving birth. So a woman, a mother, I know this, even during lactation or breastfeeding, a mother releases tremendous amounts of oxytocin to bond with her baby. So everything happens in the brain, wherein you have this matrix ideology that reality is not real. We are being harvested by AI, and we live in this kind of incubator that also forms the crux of the idea of brain in a vat. Okay, and where our brains are just in a vat, and we're experiencing this reality like it's real. Maybe space is not real. Nothing is real. Why aren't there other aliens? Why aren't there other people? Why aren't there aliens? Other aliens? Why aren't there aliens? Right? So think about that. Now, once these twin flames come together, okay, they join together in harmony, in love and compassion, and they elevate their consciousness and the vibration of Gaia, and as a byproduct, all of us get elevated. So do you now see how important the twin flame connection is? I mean, if you see a twin flame connection, you can't miss it. They will radiate, especially if you see energy and if you observe and feel energy. I do. I can actually see the radiance from them. Okay, why? Because they have joined together in peace and love and compassion and divine love, actually, and they're ready to add to that soul group, to add to that tree of the soul. Something new, something phenomenal, something undiscovered. Okay, it's like a 1,000 brilliant suns. Okay, now think about Sri Aurobindo and the mother. Both of them came together and they created Pondicherry, and they researched and they helped people. And this was a French woman who knew nothing about Sanatan Dharma or Yoga Tantra. Okay, and yet they were twin flames, you see. They were like Jesus and Mary Magdalene. We don't, of course, know what happened with Jesus and Mary Magdalene and how they worked together, because history has been perverted, but they are twin flames, okay? And if you even think of Babaji and Mataji, they're like twin flames. They may be brothers and sisters. They're your brother, but they're siblings, but they are twin flames, okay? Babaji and Mataji from Tibet, Gyanganj. Okay, Kriya Yoga Babaji. So even think of Ramakrishna and Sharadama, his wife. They or Vivekananda and Sister Nivedita, who was an English lady, Irish lady actually, who gave up her whole life and her whole existence and started to work with Swami Vivekananda. How does that work? Think about even Blavatsky and Alcott. They got together and they created something phenomenal, something, the Theosophical movement, which basically, it is the root of contemporary religion studies, religious studies. So think of these people and think of their union. It elevates us all, the twin flame meeting, the twin flame sacred marriage. Okay, so there was a story that I read in a tantric book. It was in Bengali, and there was a Baba and a Ghor Baba, right? His name was Byom Shankara Ghori, and he used to do sadhana, tantric sadhana with the Bhairavi, a woman, and of course a sadhika, very, very high level adept, and they used to join in the sacred union, and a lot of times people couldn't see them in 3D. Being in that Maithuna, that sacred yabyan, they disappeared from the world, and they were probably in some other dimension, So this is what can happen once you awaken to the possibilities of divine love, soulmates and twin flames and all these concepts, and really look at it and truly understand it, and look at your own life and look at people around you. The twin flame is definitely very rare, but many of us are blessed to deal with a soulmate. Soulmate relationships are not easy. It's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of soul growth that takes place. Yes, it's a sense of coming home, but there's a lot of pain with the soulmate process. There's a lot of shadows that that you need to maneuver through before you can get onto the twin flame vibration. So that was a bit about how twin flames come together and elevate our consciousness, and I spoke about some great twin flame stories with you, and of course not to forget there is Anthony Firingi and his wife Shodamini, who came together in Calcutta. He was Portuguese and he learned Tantra and Kobigan, and she was Brahmin. She was already married. She was going to be burned at the stake because her husband died, and there was this horrendous thing called sati. But how he saved her, and they started a Kali temple together and initiated people and helped people awaken their kundalini. So twin flames will always be associated in something that elevates the kundalini of the collective. Alright, so take care, comment please, let me know what you think, and like, subscribe, please share my work with your friends, and see you soon. Bye.